Welcome back to Angel and Angela. On this podcast, as you guys can see, I wanted to discuss narcissist community gang stalking increasing. Narcissist community gang stalking increasing. So, one thing that I've talked about in the past, and I'm going to put a link to an old video of proof. I want to show you guys proof before this COVID-19 stuff. There was already gang stalking. A lot of you guys that we've been talking about this for a long time, and now there's people that are actually being aware of what gang stalking is. You know, a lot of times when we used to talk about it, people thought like, we were crazy or something. Now, with everything that's been happening, you guys see that now a lot of people are realizing the terminology of gang stalking, and they're starting to see it in a different way, because now it's happening to them, and it's because of this COVID-19. But you saw that we were already prepared mentally. We were already ready mentally, remember? And now is the time that the community gang stalking is actually going to, increase more and more over the next, I don't know how many years, but it's going to increase to a whole nother level, to the point where people are just not going to want to go outdoors at all. Like how you watch these like futuristic movies, but that's the truth. And that's the truth. And I can prove it just by uploading this old podcast of me talking at the park about this. When I told you guys, I'm like, I'm at my community park right around the corner. And I told you guys, I said, there's gang stalkers coming to my house, just standing in front of my house, not saying anything, just looking, and I'm thinking, like, out of all the houses, why are you just here? That's when I was like, there's something going on. I felt once I was alone. First, you got, what goes on is that what happens is that the people that are community gang stalking you are your narcissist family and friends, right? Once you leave these people, once the narcissist takes you away from your home like a little demon, you're like in this matrix where people are gang stalking you. And I don't, some of them, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, some type of mind control, because if this person's like unaware of them, they're unaware of your energy. It's like your light, and they're attracted to your light. There's something about you, your energy. There's something about your energy, and they're attracted to that energy. If you have bad energy, they come to you with negativity. If you're positive, they come with you with positivity, but they're still around. So if you have positive energy, you're going to run across other people who are positive, and it's just going to feel like you're having this bond with society, with, in a way where you don't feel like you can't stand these people, right? Because everyone is pretending. People are wearing masks, literally. And now you're realizing that you were attracting that energy for a long time. Once you leave these type of people alone, you leave that community gang stalking, which it's really your family at first, but once you leave them, now it's like you become a targeted individual for all these other narcissists to really mess with you. And they study you, they ask you about your family, they come around you like Mufasa and stuff, like, like you're, I could tell there's something different about you, or, they start asking you about your parents, and it's like, you're grown. Why are you asking about things like that? Like, they want to know everything about you, and if you decide what type of energy you have for that day, right? If you're sad about the narcissist, you're upset about what the narcissist is doing to you, they're bringing bad energy into your life, and you don't remove yourself from it, you're going to keep getting that same energy back. And you're punishing yourself because the narcissist, they're supposed to be a reflection of you as a partner by telling you the truth, but they're filled with lies. And they instill their negative energy on you. So this is why they constantly tell you things that you are not. They try to make it seem like you're someone that you're not constantly, because they have to put that negative energy on you, because that's how they feel. So, once you start feeling that negative energy, you're reflecting back their energy back onto them, because you're defending yourself, but they're so delusional they can't believe you because they're stuck in their own bad negative energy. And then what they do is that they can't take what they put out. So now it hits them. You're making them look at themselves. They're feeling their own negative energy. And now they're attacking you even more, and this is why the narcissist, they'll start saying crazy things to you. They'll attack you even more. And then they'll go and talk about you to their flying monkeys, or putting that negative energy because they're gossiping. Then they find someone who falls for it, who always falls for it maybe. And once that person gives in, now all the people that they gossiped about to slander you, now those people are feeding the narcissist negative energy, and the narcissist is like, everyone should be happy for me. What's going on? Because now you're feeding off of another positive person when all you've done was give back negative energy. And then they'll come back to you and they'll confuse you, because now they know that you've been building your energy back, but they don't know why they're coming back. So community GangStalking is no different from what a narcissist is doing. They're coming back for your energy. They know there's something about you. So community GangStalking is the same. You're wondering, if this person does not like this person, why do they keep coming around this person? This person's like nearly hate you. They hate you to the point where they want you dead. Why are you, as a mammal, why wouldn't you want to stay away? As an animal, why wouldn't you want to stay away? Any other animal out here in the real world, when they don't like an animal and they get agitated, they want to get away from that animal. There's cat fights in the alley, okay? So what is wrong with you to latch on to an empath like that? It's the energy. It's like magnets, like they need it, and they'll do anything for it. They need the energy. And narcissists are everywhere, and they're literally everywhere. And a lot of unaware empaths that are not self-conscious, are being manipulated by narcissists. So that means that they're behaving in a way where you think they're empaths, but there's something going on there. They're willing to betray you over the narcissist. It's like that friend accusing you of doing something because they rather accuse you than accusing the narcissist, even though they know it had to be that person. But that person's like, hey, if you blame me, I'm leaving you. I've never done anything to you. So you're sitting here complying with that negative energy. So that's why narcissists need empaths. That's why community GangStalking is like dangerous, because you have narcissists that are self-aware, that are manipulating the narcissists that are not self-aware, and the narcissists that are not self-aware and the one that are aware are targeting empaths, are targeting single people, are targeting people just because they feel that aura. Like if they feel your aura is I'm single, they're a predator. You have to think about it like animals. They're a predator. They can feel it. It's like a predator. They know if you've already had kids or if you don't. They can tell. It's a predator. It's a dog. It can sniff you out. It's a dog. It knows when the mother dog has had children. So they're targeting you based off of energy. And they'll do little things. They'll do little things and they'll act like they're the victim, but they know that they're doing something that you shouldn't even have to teach them how to do because someone should have taught them already. And things that are like common sense, and they're targeting you. And once you say something, once you give in to that negative energy, it's over for you. And in these old videos that I used to make, and I used to go to the park or the beach or go hiking, places that I used to go to, no one used to go to them. And I used to record videos. I used to record just stuff on my phone for memories, and no one would be at these places. I remember telling you guys on this video that I'm going to post below, I was like, no one's at the park. No one's ever here. This is why I like coming here. I hate being at home because it's like noisy, like I need acres of land. I need land away from, like, have space from people. Like, they live too close, like boxes, And I remember walking to the neighborhood park and I told you, man, there's no kids in here. They're all at home playing video games. And I was just like talking about that. Pandemic happened. They're telling everyone to stay indoors. They've been indoors all year long. All of a sudden, they all want to go out. Toilet paper, whatever. Everyone's on the streets being crazy. Kids are all of a sudden wanting to go out with their friends and do stuff all of a sudden. They're like, hey, we've been playing video games this whole time, talking on the headset. Now all of a sudden, they're like, hey, we should all just go get together and go to so-and-so's house, and we should all get together and play video games together, dude. It's like reverse psychology, GangStalking, don't you see? But in a way, it was needed. It was needed because I told you guys on that video, I said the animals are angry. Because every time I went out, sometimes it would be like a bird that would follow me home because it was so pissed that I was there at the park. Like, or it would be little things where I'm like, damn, these animals are crazy out here. Then I started to pay attention to animals that are out, lizards, because when I was having this awakening in my journey, first I realized, wow, I can't believe I'm really caged in. Then it was like, wow, I wonder what is real, because you go from like, sun gazing and looking at the moon, and then you're like, what is real? Like, what is it? Like, then you're like, obviously there's spells on top of spells on top of spells on top of spells. And that's like that gang stalking stuff. And it's like, this is deep. It's going down the rabbit hole, And I realized when I was, looking at just no one being outside like that, like if, it wasn't a lot of people, not the way it is now. So when I realized that a lot of the animals were aggressive, territorial, I was like thinking about just animals out in the real world, like lions and tigers, all the bears, animals that we really don't see like that don't come into our communities. And I was like, they don't come into our communities because they know we live here. Everyone respects each other's homes. And at that time when I was having my awakening and I was like, wow, like this is, nature is beautiful. Animals are beautiful. Like, I can't believe how beautiful they are, and like how beautiful the world is, and just, how magical things are. So what I started to really realize was I started to just, it's like I was frozen in time and the world's just spinning, moving. And I'm watching these birds and I'm like, oh, look at these birds. Like, they all live near here, right? Like they all have a place where they go to sleep. They all have, and then they come back and they hunt in the same area. They hunt around the same area. If you go to another region, there's going to be birds in another region, and they're not going, if you try to put another bird in another region that it doesn't belong to, these birds are going to feel territorial over this bird. They're going to know that this bird is not from around here, and they're going to become territorial. So what I started to notice was, okay, animals are aggressive. They're territorial. And if they don't know you or if they don't see you, then there's a problem. They're going to attack you. They're going to feel hostile. They're going to feel nervous, defensive. And I started to see like cats, they're all in the same area, certain animal, everyone, and then we have zoos. We have these zoos, right, where we cage in animals, all kind of species that are around us, but they're not allowed to walk around our communities. So they're locked in and they're having telepathic communication with other animals outside of our communities. So these animals outside of our communities, they know not to come over here. They know not to come into our communities. Animals are not as dumb as people think. And when we go out into the world, right, and these birds, cats, they see us, they know what we're about. They try not to bother us. They're afraid of some human beings because some human beings are evil and or try to hurt them because they don't want them in their box, in their property, because they feel like this is my home, and they do things, throw hot water at them, do things, because they don't want certain pets coming into their property. So what I realized was that a lot of kids were indoors playing video games. No one was really at the parks or any of that unless they were into a sport, right? When sports season comes around, baseball, and now they're coming, right? And a lot of times they're being forced to do these things because of their parents. So then I was like, and they're ready to go play video games when they get home. So they're not thinking like back in the day. They're not, when there were, technology wasn't the way it was. Kids weren't thinking about, I need to go home and, I need to go home and play video games. They were like, I want to stay in the park. I want to play with my friends. All the kids are kind of like, okay, we finished our game. Time to go home. Like back in the day, it wouldn't have been like that. So animals got used to seeing us at these places, but because a lot of people, are indoors or busy with their life, work, school, all those things, and they're just kind of like on the run, on the rush all the time. People are constantly on the rush. Animals don't have no connection to humans, so at least not the ones that are around. And once they don't see you and you start, COVID hits and now everyone's running to these places, they feel like you're coming into their homes. They feel defensive. Now they're on alert because they're like, there's never been so many people here. Like these trails it's a lot of people all of a sudden. People are traveling to other places, other continents, other countries, other states, trying to go on vacation, trying to go to all these places. And animals are like, whoa, what's going on? And now they're coming for you. They're aggressive. They're coming for you. They're the gang stalkers. The animals are like gang stalking you without you even seeing them gang stalking you because you're so busy in your own world until a freaking, something starts following a freaking, one of those wild lions or something starts, trying to attack you on a hike or something, and then you're like, oh snap. I was like in like La La Land thinking I could just go on a hike and nothing was going to happen. I wasn't even thinking that animals are here. Like I'm not, I've heard there's coyotes around here, but who cares? Like, they're not going to come near me. They haven't seen that many people. They're like, what the hell is going on? So I was thinking to myself, like, okay, back then I told you what was going on with the aggression. Now they're trying to balance it out, reverse psychology. Now everyone's out, but now these animals are pissed. Not only are those animals pissed, but human beings are pissed because they've been living on the internet world, which they are still living in the internet world. But at the same time, most people have been, getting money and doing things like that. And they've been out more, they've been out more. They might be on the internet world, but they're trying to go out now more than they used to. And they're catching it on camera, right? They're recording it, they're uploading it online. And when they get online, they become who they really are. So this is why if you grab a narcissist phone, you're going to find out who they really are. If you were able to have access to all of their information, you would find out who you're really dealing with, the real them, right? So the real them is on the internet, and the fake them is walking around on the streets. And the fake them thinks that they're the same person from the internet. So then they start doing stuff on the street. They start acting like, I get likes online. Like someone knows you get, some of you don't even look like who you look like on your pictures. Like on your pictures, you might look nice. You might have like a nice body. And then I see you in person and you're like super skinny. And there's nothing wrong with being skinny, but I'm saying like, you don't look that curvy and you don't look the way you look on your picture. You just look like an average girl, like anyone else, right? And we're all human beings. We're all human beings. But when people get online, they believe that there's someone else. They put filters on their pictures, all that makeup and they're trying to portray something online. And then in person, they act weird. And the people that don't really care about the online stuff and who really work hard and really, stay in their own lane and they're in their own business, who are really positive, real people, good people, might not be perfect, but they're not sitting here, waste like the narcissist, gang-stalking people and playing games because they don't really have that type of time. Now those people are being treated bad. Empaths are being treated bad. People are treated, empaths or people with good energy are getting treated like we're the ones with negative energy. So empaths are going to go through a season now because we've already known what's been going on. Now we're going to be tested because these people are coming out into the world and they're coming out into the world like animals, like no conscience, no real conscience, no consideration, no mannerism, think they're better, think that they can intrude in other people like, the way they do online, the way they do in their fantasy world. The narcissists, these are delusional people. They're in fantasy worlds. So when they come out, they gang stalk, they do stuff, and then they play the victim. They ride on your tail, or they're speeding and almost crashing into you, and then they act like the victim. They're riding around in their motorcycles really, really fast, burning rubber right next to you, and then when you're almost getting ready to hit them because they're going so dang fast, they're flicking you off, acting like you did something to them. Like the gang stalkers are going to be out of control just because a lot of these narcissists are going to want to go out even more. And they're living in their fantasy worlds. They're living in the internet. And they're going to start acting like the person that they're in the internet. They're going to either display those characteristics, but then there's not going to be any real consciousness because their consciousness, like that dopamine, that addiction, it's going to come like they're going to have that addiction through their phones. It's like an addiction. It's like the same addiction people have when they're dealing with a narcissist and they can't leave it alone. That's how it's going to be. And that's going to cause aggression with other human beings. So just like the animals are having aggression with us, right? Now we're having, in gang stalking us, now the human beings are going to gang stalk themselves and have aggression. So there's going to be a lot of aggression. There's going to be a lot of people trying to make you feed into their crap, and they're going to be doing things that are not normal, doing things that are disrespectful, doing things that you shouldn't even have to tell someone not to do. There's going to be people empaths that are just so frustrated that even empaths are going to feel like, I can't take it anymore. Like, this is BS, because you know what's going on, but you're going to start to see it with your own eyes that these people aren't going to stop. And it's because everything is an agenda to keep human beings, it's like they're trying to fix the planet, but then they're the ones who help destroy it. They're trying to fix it now. Oh, everyone wants to go out. They're trying to make the animals calm down and things like that. Like, no, they've been pissed. Human beings have been pissed. They've been in the internet world, and now they're kind of waking up. But when you wake up the beast, and the beast has been sleeping, what do you think is going to happen? The beast is going to get ticked off. So guess what? People are going to get ticked off. A lot of people are having awakenings, and they're so happy for the information they're getting. But they don't even understand that with information comes responsibility. And what's going to happen is that they're going to wake up on so many levels, and they're not going to be able to take it. So when a lot of us were speaking on this, we had time to heal. We had time to know what was going on. We had time to study. We're just watching. We knew something was coming up. Now it's here, and it's happening to them, and they can't take it. They can't take the same things that we had already processed in our mind. They can't take it. So it's going to be us versus them. And they're going to gang stalk to the point where they're going to bring that out of you. They're going to try to bring anger. They're going to try to bring all of those negative feelings. And once you feed into it, it's going to be like a ripple effect. And if you don't stop it or prevent it or stay away from these people, it's going to get worse and worse. So this, I'm letting you guys know, because this is not the time to be playing with people. This is not the time to be going back and forth with these narcissists, letting them play with your life. Because the gang stalking is at a all-time high. And I know a lot of targeted individuals that have been following me, especially when I was talking about this, and showing you guys video clips back then. A lot of us have came to a full understanding on this now, like to the point where the gang stalkers really aren't bothering us, because it's almost like we're invisible, like we're a ghost. Like we know, a lot of us already know how to, be like Harry Potter and just put that robe and become invisible when we leave, like, and go places, and how to remain, without attracting that type of energy. We know what's going on. We know how to prevent it. We know that we can't leave without making sure that our aura is okay. This is why, I try to think before I talk a lot of times, because I know that my aura can affect my whole day. It could affect the way people treat me and talk to me. And one thing about auras is that some people can't see auras, right? Like narcissist people, they can't see people's auras. They know you're an empath, but they can't really understand you. But when you're an empath, you can see people's auras. Like, I see darkness in certain people, and then it affects me a lot. So you have to think about it. If you're an animal that can't, doesn't see human beings the same way with the type of vision that a human being has. Like cats are animals that can see in the dark clearly, right? So if an animal is seeing, if a cat is looking at you in the dark and it could see your aura clearly, and it sees that your aura is bad, it's going to get scared. It's going to get scared. And it's going to, try to get away from you and avoid you. And it's going to feel like you're a predator because your aura is negative. And it's either going to get mad or it's going to try to attack you. So gang stalkers are the same way. When you go out there, if you have that energy or if you give into it, they're going to get you. So you have to make sure your aura is good before you go out there, or it's going to be like a ripple effect. So you need to make sure your aura is good, because they're going to come for you. These are the times. This is what we've been basically preparing ourselves for. And you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys been preparing. This is it. You know what you have to, a lot of you guys know what you have to do. But you have to make sure that your aura is good, because it's going to be a lot of gang stalkers. It's like a lot of zombies. It's like a sea of them. A sea of them. It's a sea of them. Gang stalkers, gang stalking. And if you live, it depending on where you live, what type of community you live, if you live in a city, like a downtown with a lot of people, it's going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy. So your aura has to be on point when you get out. You have to be ready. You have to know that that negative energy is going to get you, like a zombie is going to try to sniff you out. But when it tries to sniff you out and cause you to get mad and try to get that negative spirit in you, you have to act like when the zombie bumps into you, you just have to act like you're a zombie. Like, it's okay. You bumped into me. It's okay. I'm not a good vibrational person. You just sniffed me. You sniffed something out, but just keep fishing. It's not me. Keep fishing. So they're going to bump into you, trying to cause something, trying to provoke you, anger you, try to get you out of, try to break you out of that consciousness that you know what's going, consciously you know what the hell's going on. They're trying to break your spirit. They're trying to break your consciousness. You're already aware of the brainwash, the mind control. So what they're going to do, because they think they know everything, they think they're better, they think they're smarter, they think that they're just like you, but they're not. They're robots. What they're going to do is that they're going to show aggression. They're going to do things to you so that you can get on their level. But you have to keep it moving, because that's the whole purpose of it. That's the whole purpose, to get you. It really, really wants you. They really, really want you to become one of them. They really want to literally bite into you. And these people don't know you. Why do you have to tell other people to have respect? Why would you have to tell a grown person to follow the rules? Narcissists don't like following the rules. They like cutting in front of people. They like doing weird things. Like they're in their own fantasy world. Like, hey, what world do you live in? I know we all want to live in our own heaven in our minds, and we rather, live in our own heaven, but you still have to know that there's rules. You still have to know not to cut in front of someone. You have to know that you never know what's going to happen to you if you do something like that. Because just as they're trying to get us, sometimes their own kind kills them off. Their own kind. That energy comes back and gets them for doing that. Because they almost got you, right? They almost got you. They cut in front of you. They almost got you. And then you don't give in. And then someone gets confused and they think that your energy is in them, and then they get got. So let it go. So I hope this message was helpful for any targeted individuals who have been gang stalked for years or who just started. And if you just started, don't become a gang stalker and think because you have information that it's okay for you to go out into the world and, treat people messed up because they're the zombies and you have the information. Because right now, a lot of people that are waking up, they're going to show signs of aggression and they're going to blame it on their awakening. And they're going to say, well, I'm an empath, and I didn't know what a narcissist was, just like we did. But because of the times we're living in, the type of energy that's out there, to have an awakening with what's going on, you're going to have to remain strong and not put that energy on other people, because you might run across an empath and you just treated them like they were a narcissist. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a lot of confusion, and I'm just, I'm sending you guys lots of love, because it looks like everything's normal, right? But it's not. Like everything just, it's out of tune. It's really spiritually, energy wise, it's out of tune completely. You're going to see like everyone, there's going to be aggression, and everyone is just like, everyone is only thinking about themselves. Like, so if you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace in your healing, and I will talk to you guys on the next podcast. Love you guys. Bye.